This is Ernst Culp along with Pete Scalzo, bringing you the motorsport of the future, hovercraft racing. And this is Hoverworld. One of the fastest growing motorsports in the world is hovercraft racing. Tens of thousands of new fans are turning out for each event. The future of motorsport competition is here today, and it's hovercraft racing. Let's see what this sport is all about.
Did you know that hovercraft racing is followed by more than 3 million people in Europe, Great Britain, Australia, and more than 13 countries worldwide?
For the first time ever, the 1989 World Championships were held right here in the United States.
Hovercraft racing might be a new sport here in the States, but it is not all over the world, as France and Great Britain have been into it for a long time. They use hovercraft in Great Britain for ferrying passengers. The West German team was here with the world champion. They really flew at the championship. Sweden was represented. Some of the finest flyers are from Sweden, and also the boys from down under from Australia. They had their team here racing. In addition, we had some of the other teams represented: Canada, Scotland, South Africa, Belgium, and Japan.
Did you know that last year more than 1 million spectators watched hovercraft racing live right here in the United States?
Unlike any other motorsport racing event, the hovercraft race course is both on land and water. They always start on the land and then go into the water.
The race course also consists of a long straightaway down the back, always a lot of S-turns, and then they go from the water back onto the land again. To water to land transition.
The classifications are a Formula S, single engine unlimited size, single fan under 31.4 inches with a single duct.
In the Formula 2 division, basically the same, single engine, single duct, 250 to 500 cc engine.
And the Formula 1 category, 500 cc engines and larger. 2 engines or more are permitted, anything goes.
Let's look at this graphic to show you how a hovercraft flies. As the engine turns, the propeller turns, 70% of the thrust goes out the rear, 30% of the thrust goes underneath, and that's what gives it the lift. Squeezing of this lever controls the speed of the engine. Handlebars turn the rudders that are located on the rear of the craft. Positioning of the body on a hovercraft is very important. As you go into the turns, you have to lean from side to side. Here we have a demonstration by national champion Dennis Miller, and you can see the way he does the body English as he swishes his body from side to side. There are no brakes on a hovercraft, so the way you stop it is you have to do a 180-degree turn.
No, this is not a commercial for Star Wars 5. We just want to show you some of the safety gear that these flyers wear. The helmet with the breakaway face shield, Oakley goggles for eye protection. Then moving down to the life jacket is covered by a chest protector which incorporates shoulder pads. Then we have the racing pants. The flyers wear special knee pads for protection as they shift from one side to another. And last, the special boots which are very flexible. Safety is a big part of any motorsport, and hovercraft racing is no exception.
Here's a race course that had part asphalt, part dirt, part water, which constituted one lap. It was a wild one. Tri-State Fair and Regatta, Ironton, Ohio. Look at the body position of these guys as they're battling it out down this back straightaway. That flyer on the top of the screen all the way back in the craft, trying to get as much power, as much lift as he can out of that craft as he goes into the turns. Now they pitch it sideways. Great racing action, Tri-State Fair and Regatta, Ironton, Ohio. Naples, Florida, Fall Championship, the leader, Jeff Roberts. Moving in now on Roberts. On the inside as Roberts looked back behind him is the Mad Dog, Bill Martin. Martin trying to set himself up. They're coming up to a right-hand turn, but here comes the national champion coming into the screen now. Number 15, the national champion, Super D, Dennis Miller. Here he comes, Miller, trying to scrub off the speed. Remember, no brakes on these crafters. They're going into this right-hand turn. Going up too high was Roberts, so we have a new leader. The new leader is the Mad Dog, Bill Martin, but here comes Miller. Miller trying to intimidate. Miller hits him, and now Miller has got the lead. New leader is Dennis Miller as he got by Bill Martin on the inside. Miller's in a little bit of trouble now. He's going up high. Here comes Bill Martin once again. The Mad Dog regaining the lead. The leader is Mad Dog Bill Martin. Running second is 15, Dennis Miller. The craft flying on an 8-inch cushion of air as they hit, coming into the front straightaway. The Flyers, as they are on this 8-inch cushion of air, the only control that they have over the craft is actually with the throttle and with the body English. Once again, the leader here, Dennis Miller, the national champion, showing you why he has become the national champion. Super slow motion shows you how you scrub off the speed on a hovercraft. As the hovercraft comes off the pocket of air, it loses that pressure, that lift pressure, and that's what slows it down. Looking behind him, Miller sees that he's in good shape, but he was a little bit out of shape as he went into scrubbing off that speed, so he has to do another complete 360 and get back into the race.
As you can see, with the popularity of hovercraft racing, we have a lot of lovely ladies turning out to these events.
We're in the pit area here at the hovercraft races and standing with a young lady that came all the way from Miami, Florida. Amy, what do you think about this?
Oh, I think it's fantastic. It's just exciting seeing everybody racing and having a good time, and it's great. It's great.
Well, we're glad you came over and you're telling me something about the guys. What do you think about the guys that fly them?
Oh, definitely. They're so cute. Girls, if you get a chance to come out here and look at them, please do. You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
Hovercraft racing, not only flying, but turning on a lot of the young ladies. The excitement of hovercraft racing as they leave the land onto the water. Lots of action. And there's a flip. One of the flyers flipping, and you can see the cowling that protects the engine, also protects the flyer as the craft turns over. 1989 World Championships, Troy, Ohio. Owen Ellis in the lead, almost going over sideways there. Let's see that again.
Notice the body positioning he has to put himself into to control this craft.
Ellis did an excellent job there, and remember this, there are no seat belts in a hovercraft, so when he was all the way up in the air, it was just something that him being able to hold on, absolutely amazing. The European champion, Magnus Ivanhoff, with the problem, number 18. The rudders broke off the rear of the craft. The only way he will be able to get around this race course is strictly with body English.
And it's great action like this that's contributing to the popularity of this sport.
Hoverworld catching all the action of all the championship races, and here's something that is totally different from any other type of racing. That's what we call thrusting. You do not want to do what they do in stock car racing. Stay behind a guy. Here's somebody that was completely thrusted around. Did a 360. Do not stay behind the craft in front of you. It gets you in trouble. Lots of crashes, lots of banging here in hovercraft racing. The aerodynamic limitations of a hovercraft means if you get up to a certain speed, you actually take off.
Hovercraft racing. Thrills, thrills, and chills on both water and land. It's the fastest growing spectator sport in the world today. And you can see it all right here on Hoverworld.